TwoCowsGaming fans, we are back with the Raiders rebuild. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight, so let's get after it. All right, welcome back to week 3 with the Raiders rebuild on Madden NFL 25. I am John Cow, and I'm just talking a little bit about my strategies when I play franchise mode. Tonight, we are talking all about development, and we're also going to play a little bit of one game just to get into the first week of the regular season. It is week 3 in the preseason, but I wanted to touch on some of the development things. So, without waiting for a big long explanation, which I've just given you, we're going to jump in and we're going to start developing the staff first. Every game, depending on what your weekly goals are, your coach earns development points. We have 23 development points to spend. We are going to go ahead and go into the head coach's talent tree. And we're going to start developing our offense. Now, full disclosure, after the first week of the season, I screwed up and I chose the wrong development path. I went with tight ends and I really wanted to go with offensive line. So we are going with the hand that I've been dealt. On the defensive side of the ball, I am developing the team the way I want, which is fast linebackers and then better corners, better outside coverage. So that's what I'm working on right now tonight. We're going to actually bump this stat. It's really important because all players on your team now count as scheme fits when you're training, so they get the bonus XP. Now, why is that important? Because if you didn't have that particular talent for that coach, players who are not considered scheme fit would not get a training bonus for doing the preseason workouts. Now I have mine set to auto, so we're not going to worry about that. But that's why that's why I chose that one. Now we're going to back out. I think I've already got my I've got my weekly game plan already mapped out, so we're okay there. Now we're going to go in and we're going to actually develop our players. I'm going to go right down the line and kind of explain the way that I develop my players. I'm going to turn off my camera so you can actually see what I'm doing. So bear with me. There we go. So we're going to start with Andre James. He's the center. Now, offensive linemen I treat all the same. I run a balanced offensive line. So if I see one of the 3 areas of development as lower than the other 2, that's the one I'm going to spend the points on. Even though the scheme is an agile offensive lineman, we're going to use power. We're going to use this point in power because that brings different abilities to the table. I do that with all my offensive linemen, so I found that just gives me the best results when I'm coaching. And remember, like I say in all my videos, I don't actually play the games. I just coach them. And whatever happens, happens. But this gives me the best opportunity on the offensive line to be successful. Back out. Tight end. Now, tight ends are a little bit different. Scheme fit is possession, but I don't run my offense that way. I believe that speed kills on both sides of the ball. So I like to run a vertical threat offense. The whole point is to stretch the field and make the defense of the opposing teams play catch up. So we're just going to spend his development point in vertical threat. And basically that improves, like, for example, his release, his short routes, his catching, his medium routes. And eventually when he gets high enough level with this particular development trait, he'll start to go better on deep routes as well. So we're going to do the same thing with this tight end as well. We go vertical threat. Even though it goes against the scheme, it just works out better when you're just coaching the games rather than playing them. I am sucking on a cough drop because I am still fighting the good fight against bronchitis. Hopefully I'll be over that next week, but we'll see. Now, here I tend to look at what position this running back is. I like to run a two-headed monster like the old style Raiders where they had Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. They had one guy that was more of a finesse guy, and then they had Bo Jackson, who was just a dominating running back. But I want to look at his size. He's 6'2", 215, so that's pretty good. And then I look at his speed and acceleration. Because elusive back really should be more agile and a little bit faster when they're out there on the field. So we're going to actually develop him as an elusive back, so he fits the scheme. Hopefully he'll get some decent adjustments here. Ball control, vision, and change of direction. Those are always important for elusive backs because they got to try and juke and get out of the way of the, avoid being tackled. Then I have Byron Young as my defensive tackle. Here again, with the defensive line, I just focus on scheme fit. He's a run stopper, so we're going to just spend his point in run stopping development trait and hope for the best. This is one of the areas where we want to upgrade in the off season. He's a second year player, so he's still got a lot of potential. He's only 23 years old, so he's going to develop at a pretty good rate for the next few years. So hopefully we can leverage that and he can get some big games. Jabril Cox, again, middle linebackers I generally develop for scheme because they're kind of there for to defend the middle of the field. So we're just going to develop him as a pass coverage middle linebacker. Sometimes I go field general. It just kind of depends on what the defense is that I'm running. So, but in this case, we're just going to stick with the scheme and develop him as a pass covering middle linebacker. Hopefully to match up against the tight ends like George Kittle and a couple others. Cornerbacks. I do run scheme on these. In this case, they are running man-to-man, so that's what we're going to spend the development points on. Scheme fit, they generally work together as a unit a little bit more effectively. But man-to-man coverage is kind of nice because if you run a man-zone scheme, you want to have those cornerbacks out on the island be able to perform all right. Lauby, he's more of an elusive back. We're going to just keep developing him as an elusive back. I like to run a two-headed monster, but in this case, he's not really built for that. He's also my best running back right now, which is kind of surprising. Middle linebacker, same thing. I'm sorry, outside linebacker. This changes things because it doesn't matter necessarily for the scheme. See, usually in this defense, they have a speed rusher on one side and then they have a run stopper on the other or a power rusher on the other. We're just going to go speed. When it comes to outside linebackers, all I run is speed because they need to match up on fast tight ends. And also, I've just found that speed rushers do a little bit better in this game against pass blockers. Winning the one-on-ones. No surprises here. Right guard, we're just going to stick with the balanced approach to his development. This guy is likely going to be a scout team player for me. I don't see him making the regular roster, and that's okay. We need to have 10 or 12 scout team players as well. Nowoski, another kind of possible scout team player, I believe, if I remember his age. But I do like his speed. Let's take a look at his ratings. See, his speed is 88 and his acceleration is 89. So I'm hoping that he develops into a good player. This is his second year. He's only 25. So he's got quite a few years of development to go for him. And that's kind of how I approach my players. So you know, develop for scheme where you need to, develop for your style in other places. I love attacking linebackers, and I want those guys on the outside to be as fast as possible. Yeah, we're not going to worry about the trade block right now. And then we're going to jump into the preseason game. We'll play the full game. Now, again, I'm just coaching. I'll probably keep you here for the first quarter, but then after that, we'll take a break and then come back at the end of the game. And we'll talk about how we're going to develop the team using the practice squad and also the who we're going to cut and who we're going to keep. Because we are in a rebuild mode, so nobody's safe.
The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fun exhibition game. It's a thing of the past. It's the 49ers and the Raiders. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
All right, we're skipping this just because I really don't care about the intros. Looks like we are at home against the 49ers. I don't anticipate winning this game because I pull all my starters after the first quarter. And they're going to leave theirs in for 3 quarters. So probably going to get it handed to us, but that's okay. That was a terrible kick. Now, again, I have to do the kicking in this game because there is no coach mode for kicking. Same with punting, same with extra points, same with field goals. I prefer to use the classic mode where it's tap-tap. But there is a new kicking meter and everything in this game. I don't care for it. To me, it's just a nuisance. But a lot of people, maybe they like it. I don't know. I'm just speaking for myself. Well, we'll start out with a blitz right out of the gates. See if we can put some pressure on them with Max Crosby and maybe my outside linebackers. Hey, there we go. Now, remember from the first episode, the defense in Madden NFL 25 is kind of abysmal, and that's being generous. So we're going to probably give up some big plays just because that's the way the programming is in this game. I wish it was a little bit more physics-based, to be honest, rather than animation-based. And I wish that the AI was smarter. I had to adjust the sliders. We talked about that in the first episode. You can go back and check that out on how I have my sliders set up. I adjusted the reaction time and the pass coverage for my defense because that is one area that this game is truly terrible. One of the examples that I would cite in this is my Green Bay Packer franchise. My defensive backs, all 5 of them are in the 85 to 98 range as far as overall ratings. They all play position, which is scheme fit, and I still give up over 400 yards per game, even if I call the perfect defense. So it's just one of those things where I keep hoping that Madden is going to fix the AI, but we're far enough into the season now and far enough into the fall, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So we have to look towards next year's game and hope for the best. Now that was a good throw. That was over the shoulder, kind of outside where only his tight end could catch it. I don't do a lot of adjustments on the line because I did find a bug in last year's game. Like if I were to pinch down with my defensive line, the coverage downfield is almost always guaranteed a touchdown. But I do generally call some different looks for the defensive backs. That doesn't seem to hurt as much. But as you can see, no coverage in the middle, even though what I picked for a play was Tampa 2 defense across the middle. There should have been 3 guys in the middle, but watch, they all just drop out. Watch the coverage here. We're gonna go from my team's viewpoint. We're gonna zoom way out on the middle linebacker. Now watch. They should be dropping back 5 yards and covering in this 20 to 23 yard area. But do they? Nope. They go all the way down the field. Why is that middle linebacker down around the 10-yard line? He shouldn't be there. He should be up in this area, and he's not. He's way the hell downfield. Same with this linebacker over here. Not him. He's a cornerback. Him. He should be further up field. And so it gives Christian McCaffrey just basically the entire middle of the field to run rampant on my defense. And understand, I'm not crying sour grapes here. I'm just pointing out flaws in this game that they just don't fill for one reason or another. Now, one way you can fix it is you can shadow underneath, but then you risk giving up the big play. So we'll try that. We're going to call a different zone coverage. And then we're going to go nope, not that one. We want this one. We're going to go underneath. Now the corners should have stayed home and they didn't. Just gives up a touchdown. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's one thing if I call the wrong play, but when I call underneath coverage, that means my players should have been in front of Deebo Samuel covering, and they didn't. They all dropped into deep coverage, and that's not the way that it should have been. It's a fundamental flaw in this game. And it's worse this year than previous years. You couple that with the blocking issues in this game and the AI just deciding at different points in the game to freeze out your team's AI. And again, for me, I want my team to read and react a little bit better. Terrible run there. My guy just ran right into the butt of his offensive lineman. How he managed to get 2 yards on that is beyond me. Full forward progress, I guess. Now, it's already kind of a foregone conclusion for this team that I'm going to try and get a decent quarterback in the offseason. I don't know if I'll get a chance to, but that's what I'm going to try to do. I also call hot routes. I suggest you learn your hot routes because if you don't, it could really screw up your game. See? Guy just freezes out. Just freezes out. Watch. We're going to take a look at that play. We're going to break it down a little bit. No, I didn't want to do that. Damn it. I didn't want to challenge. That was dumb. Yes, I know the ruling on the field stands. I wanted to go to instant replay. And it won't let me. My screw up. Oh, there we go. Kick it. Shank it. That's good. All right, so hopefully we can kind of salvage this. I doubt it, but nothing doing there, boys. Nobody there. Nobody there. New little glitch. That's neat. My quick route menu just disappeared. There we go. See, I lost my cover. Like, it doesn't pull up my menus anymore. That's nice. What is going on here? I can't pull up my menus at all.
Menu narration options set tough.
Don't know what's going on there. I've lost my my menus, my pre-snap menus. There we go. See if that makes a bit of a difference. Nope. Wide open. Wide open. As the pass coverage in this game is such garbage. Because my defensive backs, they're not fantastic, but they're not the worst in the world either. All right. Well, hopefully we can do something with this. 14-0, and the Raiders don't have a deep threat team. No, goody. Like I said, I do my hot routes. I move my receivers around, but I just call the plays. Don't actually run them. Third and 2. Well, we'll see if we can force it up the middle. I'm not confident here. We are trying to run it away from Nick Bosa, though. Yeah. Well, we're down by 14, so we might as well just go for it. End of the first quarter. That was a quick first quarter. All right, so now we're going to bring in our backups just because I got to find somebody that can actually play. I have to find somebody who can actually play. And since Brown is out, he may not make my squad. We're not going to touch the fullbacks right now. I was looking at the stats from the last game, and Davante Adams, 0 catches for 0 yards. I do have him currently on the trade block, though I have not found a trade partner yet. I'm only subbing in where I have more than 3 players at a position. We're not going to touch the offensive line. We're not going to touch the defensive line except for defensive tackle. There we go. And we will move some middle linebackers around. I think I only have 6. So, yeah, we're not going to worry about anybody else. Outside linebackers. Cornerbacks will move around just to get some more experience for some of my other players. Because, like I said, we've got to find a squad that is going to be able to compete for the team down the stretch. We'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone. I think that's right, but I'm not positive. We will leave Max Crosby and company alone. We'll just swap out these guys. This is the one thing about preseason games that's absolutely backbreaking is like the auto subs in this game are not, they don't follow what you have set up. So you got to go in and you got to manual change it every time, because if you don't, you're going to get like this weird messed up alignment where you have like all of your running backs in wide receiver positions. It's just stupid. All right, so we brought in the backups. I can't skip this for some reason. Oh, it wants me to punch. There we go. I was going to go for it, but... Oh, Christian McCaffrey's back kicking return, running punt returns. Goody. Wide open. Yeah, we got a guy there. We're just not going to worry about it. Nope, not that one. We're going to go like this. Just does whatever he wants. Again, I don't have any illusions. The Raiders are not a good team. But I mean, I do have Max Crosby, and I wish he would actually make an impact a little bit. Finally stopped him. Holy cow. Ooh. I don't think this is going to go well for me. Oh, well. Hey, there's Max Crosby. Attaboy. I don't waste time on dime formations I've found in this game. They're not very effective. Not that nickel is that much better, but... Hey, there we go. Finally got a stop. Finally got a stop. So I think we'll go until halftime. Then I'll step away, finish up the game, and then we'll talk about end of the season processes that I go through. Proceeds. All I did was audible so that he goes to the right instead of the left. Actually, O'Connell, this quarterback, has been more effective than any of my other quarterbacks. Hey, there we go. Michael Gallup. We got to fix something here. There we go. Play action scissors is probably the closest thing to an exploit that you're going to get in this game. It's just, if you have the right team and the right personnel, it can't be stopped. Unfortunately, I have neither. Well, hopefully this will go well. Connell is back. Throw it, man. Nope. Surprised I didn't get a flag for illegal touching. Do a couple quick hot routes. And he just stands there. Broke it up. Yeah, quarterback is a position we're going to have to address. Here's another area where the game needs to be improved. Punting. Now, if this lands in bounds, I can almost guarantee it's going to bounce out of the end zone. Oh my God, it actually bounced the right way. Deep in their own territory. Can we stop them? No. There we go. There we go. Push him backwards. Okay, we're going to try and contain the flats here. Gotta control the flats. There we go. Now, that might cause them to go across the middle, which is my weakest link right now. Ooh, there it is. Throw it away. Flag, roughing the passer. What a bunch of crap. What a bunch of crap. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that and see if it actually happened. We're going to actually zero in on Purdy here. Okay, yeah, I guess so.
Well, preseason's time for working out the kinks, but sometimes you got some defenders who are too eager to impress trying to make this team. And that time
okay, we're going to try and... shit. Let's see here. We're going to try and guard up the middle. There it is. Nice. We'll take it. We'll take it. Come on. Need a sack.
That's a pretty good play. But you got to do it in your own backfield.
Nope.
That a problem. That doesn't work too well. And able to get this across the before going out of bounds.
Not quite to the 2-minute warning.
And the Niners on third down. They've been okay.
Let's see here.
This will be 3rd and 5.
We're just gonna leave it alone. We're not gonna call any audibles here at all. We're just gonna let it. We're gonna let it breathe. See what happens. There we go. 4th and 5. Pretty sad when my second and third stringers are playing better than my starters. There's the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. So on 4th down, here's the Australian native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away.
Jeez, what a kick. 0 return.
41-yard punt there with no return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early? You're worried. You just try not to transmit it to the rest
There's
of your
Lauby.
team.
Go.
Make sure they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your
Let's try that again. We'll go the other side this time.
Who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands? Still second quarter.
I don't see Nick Bosa out there. Oh, there he is. He's kind of... There he goes. There he goes. 1st down. Got a little something going. Got a little something going.
Finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
The reason I play in this camera angle is because it reminds me of Joe Montana football. My buddy and I used to play all the time. We take the Buffalo Bills back in the day. I'd play quarterback and he would play like Andre Reed or one of the other wide receivers, and we would just dominate.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Let's try something sneakier. I'm going to send my one wide receiver deep and see if he can outrun the coverage. There we go. Call timeout.
Now the Raiders are going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half.
Okay, let's see here. Do they have a 4? Ugh, I don't like that one, but we're going to try it anyway.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
I eliminated all the streaks. We're just going all slants towards the middle. Throw it. I'd rather he throws it away and gives us a chance to score. I'd rather that he gives it away than, or throws it away than gives us a shot to come back and score than to throw an interception. Let's try this one. Okay, I like where my tight end is going, but he's got to run kind of deeper than Fred Warner, and there it is. Touchdown. Jacoby Myers. I don't think I'm going to be successful in getting rid of Devontae Adams because of his cap number.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign. That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked about his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum.
Okay, so we got 5 seconds left.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this 1st half. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 20.
They're just going to come out and kneel on it.
second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the
Okay, so we're going to skip this.
Looks like somebody's ready to begin the regular
We're going to
season.
choose our
Time here in the final game of the preseason, third quarter.
strategies. We're going to try and defend the medium pass. And with that, I will be back late in the fourth quarter so we can discuss what's going to happen with my cuts and my preparations.
Likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And now a little. They wanted to get done. This will be play number 7 on the drive. Third of the yard. Gonna run with Madison again.
So there we go. All right, so I just buckled down, and these are my third and fourth string players against the starters, and they're doing better. Figure that one out. Nobody even touched him.
Powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of a tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
So hopefully that swings the momentum in my favor.
For their first possession of the second half. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer. Because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in time.
Short-lived. Short-lived because my backups on defense aren't as good as my backups on the offense.
And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Moody good with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. They certainly made quick work of that. Ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see. Just one play resulting in the touchdown.
I wish that they would actually improve the kick return game in this.
They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown, and cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now.
Wow. Was able to complete it as he was getting knocked on his butt. Oh, over the top to my tight end. Nice. We're going to try and go to the left side away from Nick Bosa this time. There it is. And we're about to tie the game. Oh, we got a sack. That was more of a bug than an actual sack, though. I've seen that happen before, where the quarterback is supposed to roll out, but he ends up something in the animation gets screwed up, and he gets frozen out, and he just keeps rolling back. God, you are a worthless game. Yep, let's put in the hurt guy. That's brilliant. Well played, EA. Well played. There's the hurt guy again. Oh, hey, this guy said he couldn't come back for this game, but we're going to put him in anyway. Makes perfect sense. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. The auto substitution completely F's up your squad. Why in God's name would I have a tight end and a wide receiver, or a tight end and a halfback playing wide receiver? I wouldn't. But EA just goes and jacks things up, even though I don't want them to. It's just infuriating. This is a problem that they've had for 100 years with this game. Yes, I know I'm being facetious, but it's true. This should not be happening in their game after 35 years. There's no excuse for it. If I turn off auto subs, that means I turn them off. I don't want auto subs. Yet here we sit with a roster that's AFU. And I really, it's coming from a place of love. I want this game to be great. I do. But year in, year out, EA still manages to drop the ball. And it's just sad. It's just sad to see him do this to a game. I shouldn't have to fiddle with my roster this much in a game. I should be able to just set the lineup and forget about it and let the game sub it in correctly. But it has, see up in the top, you can see it has like this like label, like starter, second string, etc. And it doesn't, they should just get rid of that because that screws up the roster and all the substitution work that you do. Again, why is the guy that's injured and out for the game even an option for being subbed in? The auto sub needs to be better. I don't know where my roster's supposed to be, and this game screwed it all up. So now I'm playing who plays where. And that's the thing. It's like I have a specific strategy I like to use with my roster, and the auto subs kind of mess with that. Oh, wait. No, we want to do this. See, this is what I'm talking about. Why can't I see the next layer down? Look at this. It just vanishes. This is a visual issue that they could have fixed in one of their title updates, but they chose not to. So then you get to play the guessing game on, hey, where are all my players? And it's just shoddy. It really is. It's shoddy game design. And this has nothing to do with EA versus ESPN football or anything like that. This is just shoddy development. But because they're the only football game in town that has the NFL license, they're allowed to get away with it.
This will be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, thanks for telling me.
Off play action. Brown. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
At least I got a first down there. I did not expect that to work.
First down, 17 yards.
So we're just going to try and grind away and get some more points on the board. Hopefully we can squeak out a win. Hey, there goes Brown. Britton Brown. Nice.
Another nice game. 13 yards that time and another first down.
Probably won't get my 400 yards on this game, but that's okay. 400 yards is the number that I chose for my offensive coordinator to get so that we can get some more development points. I don't see that happening. I also wish I could split him out more. Play action scissors, goes deep. Tight end's open. That's why I choose that play all the time. Play action scissors is almost automatic. Probably good for completions a solid 80 to 90% of the time. And most often when I need to get a first down, when I absolutely need to get a first down, that's when I run it.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Oh, we're up to 321 of 400 yards of offense.
Third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry.
Let's just see what we can do. Got 6 minutes left.
Future contests.
Try and set myself up for a win here. Nope. That's not going to do it. Guy just stops in the hole like that. This playbook is just something else.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
In and out of his hands. Got to catch those.
That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
No, he didn't. Let's see here. Yeah, he just... Let's see here. Let's try it from a different angle. Let's see what happens here. Just kind of went through the player. Let's see. No, just totally missed him. Totally missed him.
It's different no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes
Just totally missed him. Touchdown. Nice. All right, we're back on top. All right, so they got about 3 minutes, no, 5 minutes, 45 seconds to come back and tie it up.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
There we go.
Past the 25 to the 26-yard line. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And now after the touchdown, a moment ago,
Okay, so they got their backups in. Hopefully we can make some plays here to cut. Oh, wide open. Are you kidding me? Let's just, what's going on here? Let's see what's going on here. So he comes across and nobody picks him up at all. Oh, God. No reading of the play whatsoever. So much for their defense.
don't forget the extra point is something good, and we are tied.
Now maybe that's because I called the zone. I don't remember.
Those are the kind of drives they like on offense.
Held their spot and stacked him up.
All right, let's see what we can do here.
Here's 2nd and 8.
What was that? I mean, I'm not complaining, but how did that even get to him? I wonder sometimes about this game. 20 more yards and I'm over 400 yards for the offensive plays of or offensive yardage in the game. I think we're gonna go for it. I think we're gonna go for it because we're at home.
Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
And why not?
Fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Looking to throw. Brown.
And we got it. That does two things. That keeps the clock rolling, but it also got me a first down, so I've got 4 downs to kind of waste the clock. Now, this is going to be the last play before the 2-minute warning. And we're going to let it go. We're going to let it go to the 2-minute warning. We're just playing to try and win. I did not expect to be in this position. So we'll let it go down to the 2-minute warning. Okay. At this point, I'd like to get a touchdown, but ultimately, we're trying to manage the clock, and we're playing for the field goal. Because we don't want to give them too much time. They've got 3 timeouts. They've got a good offense against a lukewarm defense. So we want to just play for the win. Give them as little time as possible. Okay, they called the timeout. That's fine. Knew that was coming. But see, they can't really ice my kicker, because if they do, it means that they use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So I'm up by 3. Hopefully my team won't blow any coverages here. But as you saw in the last series, all it took was 1 play, and they got a touchdown. So I took a big risk. I played for the field goal. Oh, my God. I didn't kick that deep enough. That's on me. Okay, we're gonna run man to man. We're gonna try and blitz. I don't know if that's the right play to call, but good grief. Okay, I'm playing risky here. I'm going to try and jump the underneath route. All right, put pressure on the quarterback. He's on his back. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on. They're going to kick the field goal. We're going to go to overtime. Who called timeout? Oh, okay.
As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's 3rd down. Dobbs.
And they get a big sack. Nice. Eight seconds left. We'll ice him. I don't know if that'll help, but it's definitely not going to hurt. Hopefully that iced him. I don't think so, though. Yeah, overtime.
So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I were going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing to start the drive. Brown. This is caught by Tucker.
That should get me over 400. It did.
So, Charles, this is a game that certainly had some intrigue, but I think you and I both agree.
Oh, that's right. There's no overtime in preseason games.
And just call it a draw.
Totally spaced out there. All right, so now we've got some big decisions to make. We've got to cut our roster by 22 players. First things first, we're going to advance. Well, who's hurt now? Dislocated ankle. Awesome. So he's stuck on my roster. And now we're at the point where we kind of have to make some tough decisions. I don't use this cut 22 players thing. It just doesn't work. First things first, we're going to use all of our development points. Oh, he's a power back. I meant to develop him as a power back. I screwed up there. 1 point, not a big deal. If you get too many points, though, in the wrong direction, you can't run the offense that you want to run. I thought I'd get a lot more people than that, or a lot more points than that. So we're 2-0-1 on the preseason. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Oh, went against my own best interest there. I should have made him a strong arm quarterback, but I don't think I'm gonna keep him anyway. I have a pretty good idea who I'm keeping on the team. Yeah. I have a pretty good idea who I'm keeping on the team. So now you can go in here and you can use their suggested cuts. I don't, because the logic that goes into this is terrible. So we're going to go to manage roster, and we're going to go to our roster, and we're going to manage it that way. So first position is quarterback. Unfortunately, right now we're kind of stuck with Gardner Minshew just because of that cap number, $8.6 million. And if I'm able to find a trade partner for Davante Adams, we're going to need that money to sign other people. So we're stuck with Gardner Minshew. I think we'll keep... oh, geez. I guess we'll keep O'Connell. Bradley is a rookie. We'll throw him on the practice squad. So now the nice thing about putting players on the practice squad is when they come off the practice squad in the off season, you don't have to pay their salary if you cut them. They're zeroed out. And we're going to go right down the line here. Madison, we're going to keep. Again, cap penalty's pretty significant. White, I'm not real keen on. I do like Lauby, so I think the top three are going to keep. We're going to keep, but we're going to ditch Britton Brown. Now, understand, I don't follow the Raiders. I follow the Green Bay Packers. I don't know what they do in Raider land, but I'm doing what I'm going to do for my team. So long, Bobenmeyer. If the penalty is low enough, don't worry about it. Go ahead and cut them. But if it's in the millions of dollars, you're kind of stuck with them. So like right here, if I trade away Davante Adams, I'm pretty sure I have to absorb that penalty. So we're kind of stuck with him right now. But what we can do is we can put Wilkerson. I don't think we're going to keep him. Well, I got to see, though. Wilkerson did get that touchdown in that last game. Yeah, we'll keep Wilkerson for now. Bowers, Mayer, And Bryant, Whiteheart. Yeah, I think we'll can him too. Okay, anybody who's not a rookie is not going on my practice squad. Not without tremendous upside. I have some defensive players that I'm going to stash there, so right now we're just getting rid of these players to clear up some cap space. And I'm only getting rid of the players that don't cost me anything right now. Is he a rookie? No, he's in his third year. Sorry, bud. I think we'll move Kipper to the... We'll release him too, because... Remember, I'm looking for the strongest offensive lineman and defensive lineman on the field, putting them on the field. So we're cleaning house a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna probably hurt a little bit by doing this because my overall status on some of these players isn't very good as far as overall rating, but at the end of the day, you got to look at who's available. And you got to stick to the plan. Offensive line, defensive line, you want the strongest player, physically strongest players you can field. They make all the difference in the world. We're going to keep Kuntz just because he's a good speed rusher. Doesn't have a lot of strength, but he made some good plays in the preseason. And then Matthew Butler, I think we're going to release him. So not a lot of people going to the practice squad at this point. That's how bad the offseason was for me. Wilkins, Jenkins, Butler, Young. Those are all my starters. I think we'll... Yeah, both of these players can disappear. Now, the good news is we'll be able to add some players in the regular season that other teams may have cut. Oh, who to keep, who to keep, who to keep. Speed. Speed kills. Speed kills. I'm going to keep him because he's a rookie, so he's got some upside, but he's still slower than what I like. And no offense, Ellerson Smith, as much as I like that you're 6'7", you're not going to make the team. Remember, I like tall outside linebackers who are fast. Middle linebacker, not really much here. We are going to put Nowaski on the practice squad. I think he's got a good upside. He's very fast. I like that. So we'll keep him. We'll keep these 4 linebackers as my starters. Outside linebacker. How old is he? He's a third-year player. Sorry, we're going to have to let you go too. Cornerbacks. Again, I'm only keeping the fastest players. I'm not going to keep people who are kind of slow, because they're not going to generally develop beyond a certain speed. So there's no point. I do like Devonshire. He's a rookie. We're going to put him on the practice squad. We're going to take a little bit of a penalty here, but that's okay. And that is the roster. That should get me below 53. And we will upgrade staff. We'll keep going with Antonio Pierce, adding stuff here and there as we can. Go back, and then we will advance the week to the regular season. And that's where we'll pick up next week. All right, everybody, that's all I got for you tonight. Remember, as always, be safe, be kind, and remember, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, you do matter and you are loved. That's all I got for you. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you next weekend with the 4th episode where we start the regular season march to see if we can make the playoffs.